everyone, Kate here, and this is the first of several Christmas book tags I will be doing. I wanted to put up some Christmassy content and I found these. I may have done one of these before, but honestly, I can't remember and I couldn't be bothered to go back, and I've read many new books since the last time if I did do one of these. Here we go. The first one is from Sam at Sam's Nonsense, and I hope you enjoy this tag. So the first question is anticipation. The Christmas excitement is real. What book release are you most anticipating? So I am not really like a new release kind of girl. Like there's not that many new release books that I'm paying attention to and up to date. I do obviously read newer mystery series, but I'm not usually caught up enough to be so excited about the new release. But there is one book that I have on hold at the library. I'll probably get it sometime in January because of the number I am in line. And it is This Time Next Year We'll Be Laughing by Jacqueline Winspear. Jacqueline Winspear is the author of the Maisie Dobbs series. And this is her memoir of her childhood, I think, spent in Kent. And I think there's going to be some heartbreak in there. Hence the title, This Time Next Year We'll Be Laughing. A perfect title for a 2020 release, but that I will probably not be reading until 2021 because it did not come out until November. And then I'm like number 6 in line. Okay, Christmas songs and carols. What book or author can you not help but sing its praises? So I just listed 5 favorite authors for you here. And the first is Rosamund Pilcher, who I haven't read for a little while. I went through all her like longer length novels and then haven't picked up one of her books in a while. I would love to either reread one of her bigger ones, or I also have, I have like 6 or 7 of her shorter little novels that I haven't read. And I would like to do that because I love her books. I actually got Coming Home on audiobook. And so maybe this next year I would treat myself to rereading Coming Home. Then Elizabeth George, one of my absolute favorite mystery authors. I am so attached to the characters that she has crafted in these books. They're just absolutely so flesh and blood to me. I love how she creates a really in-depth mystery, but she does not sacrifice character development. I love the different arts and culture I might learn about while reading her books. I just adore her so much, and she keeps chugging these Lindley books out, so I won't run out of them for a long time. Then George Eliot. You know, I have really gone on quite a love affair with George Eliot, and I don't think it's ending anytime soon. She's just someone now that I love her. She's going to be a friend for life. Most recently, I've been reading Scenes of Clerical Life, and it brought me to tears. And actually, not a lot of books make me cry. I do cry sometimes when I read, but it's not your average book that will do that for me. So it was very exciting to me to just be really moved by just a little short novella, Amos Barton, which is in Scenes of Clerical Life. And then Susanna Kearsley. I love how swept away I get by her books. Sometimes I get frustrated by how few modern releases, contemporary novels I love, but then I do find some rare favorite modern authors out there, and Susanna Kearsley has been one of them. And I'm just so grateful because I love her plots and how I get so invested in them, and I want to know what is going to happen to those characters. Then Elizabeth Gaskell. I've talked so much about Elizabeth Gaskell on this channel, but I do love her so much. And I will continue to reread her books throughout the years. I love her so much. Then Gingerbread Houses. What book or series has wonderful world building? So one, I have not revisited this whole year. I started out at the very beginning of the year reading a Wheel of Time book with Doris from Aldi Books. And poor Doris, I'm just the worst buddy reader with this series, but I really just burned out and I was like, it's not happening. So I will come back to it. It's one of those series that is a labor of love, and I would love it if 2021 is the year that I finally finish the Wheel of Time series. I think I only have 3 left. I've now forgotten. It's been so long since I picked one up. A Christmas Carol, favorite classic or one that you want to read. I had grand plans and visions this year to reread the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have them on audio. I have no excuse. I can pick them up at any point, and I desperately want to. So I want to make time for that. Christmas sweets. What book would you love to receive for Christmas? I do actually have one. Sometimes I can't, think off the top of my head, the book I would love to receive, but it is without a doubt the Folio Society edition of Middlemarch. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Coming up, it's the 150th anniversary of Middlemarch, and I would just love to have this edition. It is stunning. Candles in the Window. What book gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling? So I did actually try, I filled out all the answers for these Christmas tags at the same time. Hopefully you're not getting all the same answers from me. And one is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. That's an obvious pick for this time of year. It is just such a breath of fresh air. I love reading A Christmas Carol. It's just such a classic story with amazing themes that are timeless. Then Christie by Catherine Marshall. I read this last year with Megan Hannett, and it has just, I have grown in love for it the longer I've gotten from actually having read it. It's stunning. You just come to love Christie so much. She is so young and fairly naive at the beginning of the book, but I love that she really grows and learns and really gains wisdom by the end of the book, and I just adore it. Then Caddie Woodlawn. I read this book during middle grade March, and I adore the character of Caddie. I love how tenacious she is and the love that she shows for kind of a marginalized group of people, the Native American tribe that live in their community, and they really are not shown love by so many of the people there, and she is one of the few people that shows them love, and I so appreciate it. Then Cheaper by the Dozen. This is one I read for middle grade March, and it's just a story of this family that I don't know that I would necessarily want to be a part of them because they're really intense. But I do love seeing the ways that they kind of work together to make things better for their family, for their household, for the good of each other. It's a very selfless kind of dynamic they have in their family. Question 7, Christmas trees and decorations. What are some of your favorite book covers? So the first two kind of that came to mind, and my books are all packed up right now, so I will just be putting pictures up, are the Arcturus classics. My requirements for classic book covers are that they don't look generic. They aren't like a generic painting of a woman. And these are not, and they kind of embody some of the themes of these classic novels, and I love that about them. And then also the Virago, Angela Thirkell, Barsetshire Chronicle books. I think they're so beautiful, and they just really invite me in to read these books. They're so inviting looking, and I just want to delve into the pages after I see these covers. Question 8, Christmas joy. What are some of your favorite things about Christmas or some of your favorite Christmas memories? So as a mom, actual Christmas Day is not always quite as enjoyable for me. It's more like, how are the kids enjoying themselves? And I do get joy out of seeing them happy, but it's just not a low-key day. And I have found more and more that I just enjoy low-key days. That's why I really have come to enjoy Halloween, Valentine's Day, and Easter, because there's excitement, there's this holiday festivity feeling, but it doesn't have to be quite this big production that Christmas is. And I think also just with like gifts, the kids get so excited about the gifts, and then sometimes they aren't always happy, because as a kid you can imagine you're just going to be completely happy after Christmas, right? That's the expectation that you have. So I enjoy kind of more the build up to Christmas, and I now, like I said in a previous video, we have Christmas decorations up in January. I still have on Christmas music and Christmas movies. So I enjoy that, and the Advent traditions that I have with the boys, where they unwrap a picture book, they hang something on the Advent garland, and they get to have a chocolate from their Advent calendar. And then this year I decided to incorporate, I'm going to buy a Nutcracker doll, and I'm going to hide it somewhere every day, kind of like Elf on a Shelf, but with less guilt. So it'll just be cute, like Find the Nutcracker. And I think that will be fun. But one of my favorite Christmas memories is I had ordered the Miss Read Fairacre Christmas bind up, and I was waiting for it to come. And this was my first Christmas that I was married, and we were driving to Rhode Island to be with my husband's family for Christmas. And I was waiting on this book. I had ordered it used. It had not come. And literally it was like a couple hours before we were going to leave, and it came in the mail. And the drive to Rhode Island from Pittsburgh was very long. So I was able to read, I think, 2 out of the 3 books in this collection. And it just makes me, oh, so happy. I love the misread Fairacre Christmas books. And those are all of the questions. So I tag anyone who wants to do some Christmas book tags, and I wasn't sure kind of who would be interested, so consider yourself tagged if you are a booktuber. And I will be back for another video soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.